Legendary Pirates, Tales of the High Seas. In the annals of maritime history, the high seas have been the stage of many thrilling stories. From tales of seafaring explorers to naval battles, the ocean has never been short of excitement. Yet among the vast narratives of the ocean blue, none stand out more than the tales of legendary pirates. This video profiles 4 of the most notorious pirates who ever sailed: Ching Shih, Bonny, Stede Bonnet, and Blackbeard. Ching Shih, whose name meant Widow of Zhang, was one of the most feared and successful pirate captains in history. She commanded a fleet known as the Red Flag Fleet, which at its peak included hundreds of ships and tens of thousands of pirates. Born in 1775 in Guangdong Province, China, Ching Shih started her life in poverty. She was captured by pirates. In 1801, she married Zheng Yi, a notorious pirate who came from a long line of fearsome plunderers. Zheng Yi's Red Flag Fleet was a coalition of Cantonese pirate fleets that was a menace in the South China Sea. When Zheng Yi died in 1807, Ching Shih strategically maneuvered herself into his leadership position. She enforced a strict code of laws and rules upon her crew, rules which were innovative for her time. The penalties for disobedience were severe, ensuring the loyalty and discipline of her crew. Ching Shih's fleet included hundreds of junks, Chinese sailing ships, and tens of thousands of pirates, both men and women. Her fleet attacked towns, markets, and engaged in battles with both local and foreign navies. She was known for her tactical genius, always managing to outsmart her enemies and escape unscathed. In 1810, the Chinese government offered amnesty to all pirates, and Ching Shih decided to take advantage of it. She retired from piracy, opened a gambling house, and lived the rest of her life in peace until her death in 1844. Despite her notorious reputation, her end was surprisingly peaceful. Bonny was one of the most famous female pirates in the golden age of piracy. She was a fiery redhead known for her fierce temper and fearless nature. Born in Ireland in 1702, Bonny was the illegitimate daughter of a lawyer and his maid. After her family moved to the New World, she married a poor sailor and small-time pirate named James Bonny. However, Anne soon became dissatisfied with her husband and started mingling with pirates in the taverns of Nassau, Bahamas, which was a known pirate haven. There, she met Calico Jack Rackham and left her husband to become part of Calico Jack's crew. Bonny fought alongside the men, and her fierce temper earned her a fearsome reputation. Bonny's pirate career was short-lived. In 1720, their ship was attacked by a pirate hunting ship commissioned by the governor of Jamaica. The crew was drunk and put up little resistance. Anne and her fellow crew member Mary Read were the only ones to fight back. Bonny and the rest of her crew were arrested and sentenced to death. However, Anne and Mary Read pleaded their bellies, i.e., they claimed they were pregnant, and their executions were postponed. Mary Read died in prison, but Anne's fate is unknown. Some believe her father managed to secure her release, and she lived the rest of her life in obscurity. Stede Bonnet was a wealthy landowner who turned to piracy out of boredom. His lack of seafaring experience earned him the nickname, the Gentleman Pirate. Stede Bonnet was born into a well-off English family on the island of Barbados in the late 17th century. Unlike most pirates of his time, Bonnet was a wealthy landowner and had a wife and children. However, in 1717, he abandoned his land and his family, bought a ship named Revenge, and turned to piracy. Despite his lack of sailing experience, Bonnet's wealth allowed him to finance his own crew. His crew quickly realized he had no knowledge of piracy or sailing, and they weren't impressed by his command. In the course of his pirate career, Bonnet crossed paths with the infamous pirate Blackbeard. The two formed an uneasy alliance, and Blackbeard taking over the command of Bonnet's ship due to his superior experience and knowledge of piracy. When Blackbeard ran aground his ship, he marooned Bonnet's crew. Bonnet swore vengeance, but he was captured before he could carry out his revenge. Stede Bonnet was hanged for piracy in Charleston, South Carolina in 1718. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, was the most feared and notorious pirate of his time. His formidable appearance and his ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, are the stuff of legends. Edward Teach was probably born in Bristol, England around 1680. He turned to piracy in the early 18th century. Teach served under the pirate captain Benjamin Hornigold. When Hornigold retired, Teach took over the command and became Blackbeard. Blackbeard was a master of creating a terrifying image. He was a tall man with a long black beard that he twisted into braids. During battle, he strapped multiple guns and swords to his body and lit slow-burning fuses in his beard and hat, creating a cloud of smoke around his head. Blackbeard's reign of terror lasted for about 2 years. He and his crew terrorized the shipping lanes off the American coast and the Caribbean. His most notable exploit was the blockade of Charleston, South Carolina, where he held an entire town ransom. Blackbeard's career ended in a bloody battle with British naval forces led by Lieutenant Robert Maynard. Blackbeard died in the battle, and his head was hung from Maynard's ship as a warning to other pirates. In conclusion, the lives of these legendary pirates, Ching Shih and Bonny, Stede Bonnet, and Blackbeard, offer a fascinating look into the world of piracy. Their tales of bravery, betrayal, and adventure continue to captivate us centuries later. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell notification for more fascinating historical videos on Decoding the Past.